Hey, so I had an interesting lesson this morning come up to do with how to focus your energy and where to keep your attention, and just how important it is to focus on the positives and not to worry too much about the negatives. It all started on Saturday when I ordered some dirt. I needed a truckload of compost delivered on Monday, which is today, the day I'm filming this. And I went to the supplier. I was in the neighborhood anyway. I dropped in. I said, hey guys, I need a dump truck load of compost delivered on Monday. They said, nope, can't do it. Can't bring it Monday. Too busy. Like, okay, fair enough. I didn't give them very much lead time. That's fine. I told them, whatever, okay, Tuesday morning, as early as possible, and I'll adjust my plans and make it work. So then I came home, I sat down in my office, I looked at my project plan, I kind of moved some things around. It's like, okay, we'll just do things in a slightly different order. The compost will get there, no big deal. So I had everything set to go, I had the day planned out. Then this morning I woke up, and right away I was in a weird low frequency place. You know, my alarm went off at 5 o'clock. I got up, I looked at the clock, I was like, ah man, I just want to go back to sleep. So I reset my alarm for 6 o'clock. I went back to sleep. Bad idea. Don't do that. When your alarm goes off, get up. But I went back to sleep. Then 6 o'clock my alarm goes off. Like, I really don't want to get up. So I reset it again for 7 o'clock. Really bad idea. If you haven't got up once, definitely make sure you get up the second time. So I waited, my alarm goes off at 7 o'clock. I wake up, I'm like, I'm just still not feeling it. I turned the light on. I laid there, I did some thinking, some meditating and stuff until 7:30. And now I had to be out of the house at 8, so I was really pushing it at this point, right? So I finally get out of bed at 7:30, I get dressed, I get all ready. It's like, okay, no big deal. It's almost 8 o'clock. I got time to go to the shop. I can get some tools for the guys, get the stuff that I need for the day, and head out to the job site in time for the guys to get there at 9. Perfect timing, everything's gonna be good. I'm walking out the door of my house, my phone rings. I pick it up. The guy's like, hey, it's the delivery driver. I'm just leaving the yard now with your compost. I'm like, what the hell do you mean? I'm not supposed to be getting compost until tomorrow morning. He said, no, on the list here, it's got you down for as early as possible Monday morning. I was like, geez. And I'm like, well, how far away are you? He tells me he's about 25 minutes away. Great, I'm about 45 minutes away, and I needed to be there to show him where to dump, make sure everything was gonna be all good. So right away, I'm just like, man, I was already in the mood. I was in a low frequency mood because of not getting up, and I didn't really even want to be going out to a job site today. I was like, man, this is such a drag. I don't want to have to do this today. I'd rather work on some other stuff. I got a bunch of other personal projects that were way more exciting at the moment. And I was just in a bad state. I'm like, man, I really don't want to be doing this today. I don't want to have to go and do this work today, but whatever. Truck's on its way, I've got to make it happen. I called the guys to see if they could get there earlier to meet the truck. Nope, can't happen. Fine. So I skipped going to the shop to get the tools. I think, well, I got to get there and meet the truck. I got to make sure the street's clear. I got to make sure everything's fine. So I just drove straight to site because I couldn't waste that extra 20 minutes going to the shop. I get there, great. There's a car parked in front of the house. There's a car parked right where I wanted to dump the soil. Well, I wanted him to back up into the yard to dump the soil. I was so upset. I was just so frustrated. I'm like, I would have been better off if I didn't even start this day. And I was in a real negative state of mind, and I was looking at all the things that I wasn't happy about with this dirt delivery coming early, and I was so focused on this minor inconvenience of having to change my plans back to what I had originally planned to do in the first place. So I was just so frustrated. Then the truck gets there, and I'm looking, and it's the wrong kind of dirt. Or, well, it's not the wrong kind of dirt, but it's not quite the dirt I was expecting. And I was just like, I was frustrated by that, and it was just, I was in this real negative mindset. But then I paused for a moment. You know, the soil had arrived, the guys had just got there, we were humming along, getting the job done. We really did a good job moving the soil as quickly as possible, which was awesome. We got it off the street before anybody had any complaints, and everything went really smoothly. And I had a moment where I realized that it's like, I've been in a bad mood most of the morning because of this truckload of dirt coming early. And I've let it put me in a bad mood all morning. It didn't ruin my morning, but it definitely didn't make it any better, right? It didn't make me feel any better to be in a bad mood. I was just frustrated. I was upset, and it's like, and ultimately, I was so focused on this minor little inconvenience that I forgot to realize that this was actually what I wanted originally. You know, I got exactly what I wanted. The truckload of soil was delivered before my crew even showed up, exactly Monday morning, exactly the time I wanted it. That's what I wanted on Friday, and I had originally changed my plans to accommodate the schedule. So why was I so upset that I got what I originally wanted? And I remembered, you know, it's like, it's so easy, and you gotta focus. You gotta pay attention to what you're focusing on and what you're thinking about. Had I got that phone call this morning and immediately thought, hey, great, you know what? That's awesome. My plan can go back to how it was originally and everything's gonna work out awesome. I would have had a way more pleasant morning. I would have been in a way better mood, and everything would have worked out exactly how it did anyway. So I chose to be in a bad mood. I chose to focus on the stuff that I shouldn't have focused on, and focus on the negative and what's wrong with the situation instead of what's right with the situation. And so often in life, that's a choice you have to make, right? It's a choice I have to make all the time, is how do I respond to this situation that came up? And if I consciously make an effort to think, what's the best case scenario outcome of this? What's good about this minor disruption to my day? Then I'll focus on what's good about it, and I'll be happy about it, and I'll ultimately end up glad that it happened for some reason. You know, maybe it is an inconvenience. Maybe something isn't right about it. Maybe there's probably lots of things I could look at that are negative. But if I consciously focus on the positive outcome of it, then I'll feel good for at least some small reason for it happening. I'll feel better, my day will flow easier, I'll be in a better mood, and ultimately I'll feel less depressed at the end of the day. So it's an important lesson, and I was just really glad that I had the clarity of mind for that to come to me, even though, you know, I mean, it would have been nice if it came to me at the beginning, but the fact that it came to me at all is very good, very powerful, and it's a very important learning opportunity. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again next time.